there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another day of the Some Assemblage Required Advent Calendar. Today I am going to be opening day 6. If you're not familiar and you're just getting caught up, this is an Advent calendar I got from MK over at her site, Some Assemblage Required. It came earlier in November so that it's all ready for December. And I am trying to open the even days and then create with them pretty much immediately. And so this is day 6. I'm doing the even days. MK is doing the odd days. So if you've missed out, you can go back and check out what we've done. We did swap one of the days, but or 2 of the days. Since it's a swap, there has to be 2 days, right? But yeah, that's what we're doing all the way up until the 25th. There will be days that I'll probably use stuff that are odd days because of Wood Grain in Winter, which is a series we were playing along with Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Okay, so here is day 6. They all come in these lovely packages. You can see the numbers are right on them. 7, 8, 9, 10's under there somewhere. I don't know. 10 is in here somewhere. There it is, 10. It's just out of order because I totally thought I was looking for day 5, and it is day 6. Okay, so here's what we have. Oh, we have these really cool wood-looking signs, but they are actually not wood. They're acrylic. Okay, let's open them up. They're like signboards. Or they could be wooden planks. You never know. I mean, most of them have a little hanging spot, but there's 2 that could be planks. They're acrylic, and they are sublimated. So MK does this by hand, you guys. It's amazing. So every single one of these, she by hand presses the images on using heat and sublimation, basically. But I didn't realize there's something else in the package here, you guys. Oh, these are stickers. Okay, let's look. I really enjoyed the stickers earlier in the week, so let's see what these ones are. They look like more kind of mixed media stickers. Come on. Try to open them without dropping them all over. Yeah, they're kind of like mixed media looking stickers. Maybe if I set them on there, you can see them better. Probably would be best with a white piece of paper, but yeah. So they do have some words on them that you can read and some that you can't read. That says content. And actually it says burliest thigh. I have no idea what that is, you guys, but that'll probably get covered up or cut off. This one I can't eat. I know it says love, but other than that, I have no idea. This one says December 25th, Jingle Bells. This says, and see thy blood warm when thou feels it cold. I don't know, maybe some poetry if you're, that says Trivial Beauty, number 55, Beauty's Rose. Yeah, but you know, you don't have to worry about those because you can actually cover that part up or cut it off if that's something that bothers you. I think the burliest one is the only one that will bother me. All right, so that is what we have for day 6. Again, I'm gonna go get my pictures, and I'll be back to see what I can create. It is also a Stitches and Stencils video today, so there will be stitching and stenciling. This is a series that MK and Sandie and I do, and we have moved it to this earlier in the month. So I realized that I did not capture on camera my stenciling, so here is what I did. I took this plaid stencil. This is actually from Sandie over at Scrapbooking Reflections, and I inked it up with some peeled paint distress ink. It's just the regular distress, not the oxide. And I left the plaid on there. Unfortunately, I accidentally just moved it to demonstrate it, but I left the plaid on there. And then I took this other Christmas foliage style one, also from Sandie, and I put it right over the plaid. And I went over it again with more peeled paint. And so that is how I got the look of the large paper on the left-hand side, just showing you how I did it on a smaller piece of paper. So that you had an idea of how I created this background, which I apologize, I did not get on camera. for whatever reason. Um, I think I thought I hit play for some reason or record, and I must not have. So I'm so sorry about that. I did have this plaid piece of paper. This is from the Hello Christmas collection from Carta Bella. It is from 2020. I don't know if it's still made or not, but I really like this plaid, and I thought it went well with my photos. My photos have a lot of orange in them, but it also has red. These are taken during the Christmas season last year, or they were taken. They're not are taken. They were taken at a local farm, local to where I take care of the kids. And I took my little guy there because he loves tractors, and they let you it's like kind of like a open air farm stand type of a store, and they've got like a big fire pit, and then they've got tractors and stuff out there, and then at Halloween time there's like a pumpkin patch and all kinds of stuff. So anyway, that is what I am documenting today. So these were taken last December, and there are wreaths and Christmas trees because they also have a Christmas tree lot. So definitely some Christmas type photos. I pulled out my bin of 49 and Market Christmas ephemera, and I'm kind of going through that. It's an iris bin that's about 13 inches long and I don't know, 4 or 5 inches wide, maybe 5 inches. I'm not sure. I can put a link for those down below in case you're interested in those. They're great for storing this type of ephemera, especially because you can actually get your branding strips in there or any long border strips that you might have. And I apologize that I'm not showing it on camera, but I will link it down below, like I said. So I went through that, and I am pulling out a bunch of things that have some reds in it. I didn't want to have a red background because I felt like it would clash with the orange in the tractors, but I don't mind having the red ephemera on there because there is actually red on the tractors in the wreaths and the holly berries and all of that kind of stuff that are actually on the tractor. So I'm okay with that, but the actual collection of paper that goes with this green plaid, the red is a kind of like almost a darker, almost wine color, and that definitely clashed. So I just pulled the green out and decided to do my own background. I am going to be doing some stitching on there because, again, this is Stitches and Stencils. So I've used 2 stencils, and I will be doing some stitching in the very small lines of the plaid stencil. It does look great as it is, so it's not something that, it absolutely needed, but I really like the way that it looks, and I like the added texture that it brings to it. And because it's Stitches and Stencils, that is kind of the name of the game, right? So I'm also going to link up MK and Sandie down below so that you can check out their channels and see what they are doing for Stitches and Stencils today. And I am really liking how this is coming together so far. Just layering up some bits and pieces from the 49 and Market collections, and I am kind of creating a landing spot for my wood signage, my faux wood signage, so that it'll fit in with everything I've got going on here. And as you can see here, I'm not putting those flowers right next to where the tractor is. I want to keep it a little bit separate, just so, again, it's less likely to clash. You saw me just playing around with that wood sign there. I didn't know if I wanted to tuck it in and not have the hanging portion showing, but I decided to go ahead and leave it showing. I thought I could put like a brad or something up there, but then I remembered there are the ribbons in the 49 and Market collections. And so I'm going to use some faux ribbon to hang those signs. And I think it's going to look really, really cool. And I'm just using them as a landing place for all of these little wordy bits that they keep, or that they offer in their collections, their older collections. I'm not going to say they're really old. They're just, maybe 2 years old. So not super old. But I'm liking how that's coming together so far. I really like the addition of the darker paper. It just kind of grounds everything and brings it, it almost gives your eye a place to rest because it kind of reads almost like a solid. It's not a solid, obviously. It's a plaid, but because it's like a dark tone on a dark tone, it feels more muted and grounded, basically, in my opinion. Then I remembered I also have these stickers, so I went back and I added some of these stickers underneath a couple of the areas, especially underneath the wood signage that is on top of the white background paper. I did not go and add one to the one in the upper left-hand corner. I didn't feel like it was going to show up great on top of that dark plaid paper, so I'm just adding it to the other areas. And I like that it adds a look of mixed media without actually me having to do any of the work to stamp the mixed media. I guess technically this is a mixed media layout since it does have all of this stenciling work on it and it's going to have thread on it, but I didn't have to do a lot of work to get that really grungy mixed media look. Not that it's super grungy because I've only added it in a few spots, and that's one of the things I love about these stickers. It's really cool. I'm just trying to play around with where I'm going to put the other cluster here because I didn't want it to be the exact same as the left-hand page. So I figured a mirror image would be a little bit better. I was going to use one of those trees, but the big one was too big, the small one was too small. So I pulled in this sprig of pine needles, and I'm liking that a lot better. And it is also breaking up the red from the orange tractor, so it's kind of making it play a little nicer with that. And in case you're wondering, my little guy is sitting on the tractor and standing on that blue truck. That was also another, I don't want to say it was a challenge, but it was something that I had to keep in the back of my mind, that I just had this one oddball picture where there's no orange in it, and all of these other pictures have orange. Luckily, you know, blue and orange play well together, and there's a lot of greenery in all of the photos. So, yeah, hopefully you think it works as well as I think it works. So, also doesn't hurt that there's blue sky in all of these photos. So, I did kind of go back and forth on whether to have my photos overlap or keep them separate. And in the long run, I just kind of made them so that they are right up against each other rather than overlapping on one page. The other page they are overlapping, but they are overlapping that upper photo on the right hand page. So I guess it all works, right? My brain likes to make everything straight and orderly, very grid-like if possible. So tilting my photos and overlapping them is not my go-to. Try to break myself of that need to keep them all straight and orderly because I do like the look of it. It's just it's not my first go-to. So, you know, trying to, I don't want to say create a habit, but be more comfortable with it and not feel like I always have to have everything perfectly straight on my layout. And I think, you know, it's like anything in life. The best way to do that is to keep trying it and keep doing it. And then, you know, the better you get at it, right? Practice. So here is the sticker that I think that was the one that actually said, I don't know. I don't even remember what the words on it were, but I covered up those words that I said at the beginning of the video, which is so stupid because I just opened this package literally a couple of hours ago, sat down and made this layout, and now I can't even remember what it said. But yeah, I covered up the words on the stickers that I didn't want showing and tucked in some of the ones that I didn't think were necessary. And I just keep pulling out additional pieces that I think I could use for layering, keeping in mind that I do have a bunch of sprigs of pine needles that I cut from a die, but I have them in multiple colors. Some are more yellow green and some are more blue green, making sure I pull out the more yellow green because that's kind of what I got going on here. Even though those holly ephemera pieces do have a little bit more of the blue green in it, I'm trying not to mix it up too much. So here are the bows from 49 and Market that I am just going to mix and match and put on this layout. I'm liking the way that's looking. I did choose a postage stamp for that one for the right hand page, the upper left hand corner. It has a truck on it which is very similar to the blue truck in the photo. So I decided to use that. And then of course I almost put a wordy bit right over the truck, but I ended up being able to move it up a bit so You can still see the truck. Hopefully it still looks okay. I don't know. It looked okay in my opinion. This little circular piece that is on the one that I'm working on right now says ho ho ho, and I think it says Merry Christmas on it. Yeah, I'm liking the way that this is coming together. I know one says Holly Jolly Days and one says Happy Holidays, so lots of different wordy bits to create something that feels very seasonal and holiday-ish, even though it's not on Christmas. It is a Christmas season layout. And you know, you could do this with just about any foliage. It wouldn't have to be Christmas foliage specifically, but you could get the same effect by using a different foliage stencil that just has maybe fall leaves on it or something like that. Ooh, that actually might be a really good idea. I might revisit that and do something like that, or snowflakes or something over the plaid instead of the Christmas foliage, and then bring in snowflakes. Yeah, you could do a whole lot with this layered stencil look. It's not something I do often, but I like the way that it looks. Now here I am just pulling everything off because I forgot to add my sticker down here, and I wanted to go ahead and make sure that sticker got put on because I placed the stickers underneath the other pieces of faux wood planking there, or signage. And so I wanted to make sure I got one down in this area. The only one, like I said, that I didn't do was that upper left one, which I felt like it's just not going to show much anyway. But I'm liking the way that it's coming together so far. You're not going to see me do all of the stitching on camera. I do start it on camera, and I do start the piercing on camera, but I don't make you sit through all of it because it did take me a while. And if you're wondering why I did my entire layout and did my stitching at the end, it wasn't because it was an afterthought. It was actually a forethought that I really don't want to have all that texture behind my photos, and I really don't want to spend the time doing the stitching when it's not even going to show. I don't mind it so much with the stenciling. I wasn't sure what was going to show with the stenciling, but that only takes, you know, a matter of a minute or so. But the stitching is time consuming, and so in order to not fight with my photos laying down properly, or my ephemera laying down properly, and to save myself some time, I did not do any stitching beforehand because I didn't know exactly where I would need to have it. And so this definitely saved me some thread, it saved me time, and a big hassle with getting everything to lay down flat. So I am using the stitching starter set from MK's shop. I have a couple of them actually because I got one at the retreat in Wyoming that was specific to that retreat. This particular one with the sunflower on it is actually in her shop. If it's, I don't know if she's sold out right now, but she does have stitching starter sets, which comes with the needle minder, which is the wood veneer piece that you see up at the top of the screen. It holds your needles, and then it also comes with the piercing mat and a stitching template. That is it, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this one. If you have questions or comments, you can leave those down below. Don't forget to check out Sandie and MK's channels to see what they're doing for Stitches and Stencils, and it's probably a safe bet that MK is using something from the Advent calendar. Today is actually my day. I'm doing the even days, she's doing the odd days, but when we are doing things that we have to do for other hops, we are tending to use the Advent calendar things as well. Thanks so much for watching and spending time with me today. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'll be back again real soon with another one. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.